Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Damron with Trash Ass Gamers, and we're playing Elder Scrolls Online. We're going to bring you the Runes of Mazzatun, No Death, and Speed Run Guide. If you haven't seen any of my guides before, we will keep these as complete dungeon playthroughs. We'll fast forward through the ad portions to make the video a little bit shorter, but the video will be complete so you see the entirety of the dungeon. So I do want to say we've already gotten the veteran content guides up for all the veteran dungeons in the game and all the hard modes done. So I'm not going to replicate all of the dungeon boss mechanics. In fact, right here you can check out the hard mode guide. I'll link that up there in the top right for you. You can check that guide out. It's going to cover all the boss mechanics and the hard mode version of the dungeon. So we're not going to be doing hard mode. We're focusing on the speed run and the no death. So I'm going to talk, a little bit here and there. I'll, throw some tidbits to help you guys out in reference to those specific parts of the dungeon challenges. Now, you do have 30 minutes to complete this dungeon, which is a healthy amount of time. However, the ads in this dungeon have a lot of health and they're very strong. So we're going to be skipping a lot of the ads, and I'm going to show you the paths that we take in order to do so. The first boss, Zatzu, he's not going to give you too much difficulty in regards to a no death and speed run. He's the easiest boss in the dungeon, so you're not going to have any difficulty taking him out. Again, refer to the hard mode complete dungeon guide if you want to look at all the boss mechanics of every boss in the dungeon. So let's clean him up, and like I said, here and there I'll give you some tidbits that are going to help you with the no death and the speed as we kind of move along in this dungeon. Now, I will say this video is post Ratstone update, and this particular dungeon is extraordinarily easier than it used to be in regards to the poison that you pick up from the mud crab portions of the hallways, as well as the Zal Nur section. So in all honesty, this is very, very, very easy to do a no death and speed run now, considering those changes. So consider yourself lucky. I did it back in the day when that nerf didn't happen, and it was much more difficult. But you're not going to have too much time this go around. So let's bang on. Alright, so we're coming up on the Stone Shaper here. Now, I do want to say, on all the ad pulls that you have to do, the Stone Shaper was going to be the first person that you want to kill. So here is the poison sections. This used to drain your stamina so fast that you couldn't run up to the next pool, and the next pool dissipates that poison. But the nerf happened where it doesn't really dissipate your stamina like it used to, and honestly, it almost negates the entire need to shake off that poison. You can just carry the entire thing yourself, and honestly, I think it's I liked it the old way, to be quite honest. It was a little more challenging. It's really easy now. So Mighty Chudan, there's not really much to be aware of in regards to no death and speed run. However, what is going to kill you in a no death run, if you are the DPS or the healer, stay to the side of Chudan or to the back. You don't want to be in the front portion where he swings his head, because that can do a lot of damage and kill you pretty instantly. And you really need to make sure you get him to dissipate the shield so those lightning attacks aren't hitting you for too long, because the longer that that's up, the less likely your no death run is going to survive this portion of the fight. So let's move on. We're going to crouch through this part and skip these ads. Alright, so we're coming up on this little pit here, and there's a pretty large ad pool that happens here, and if you do this fight, it's going to take you a good amount of time. So in regards to the speed run, we like to run past it. And if you run over to this little opening in the wall over here and kind of angle yourself, to that right corner and jump, you can actually catch a ledge there and jump over it and skip this fight. Of course, when I'm recording this video for you guys, I got to keep it trashy, and I'm the last one to do it, and it takes me forever. But eventually I get up there. But that's going to save you a lot of time because that ad pool there is actually quite a few waves. And it can take a couple minutes to get through that portion, so it's a good idea for your speed run to go ahead and jump over that wall. And again, here's your poison. If you are a stam blade, you can just kind of roll dodge through that and almost instantly get to the part where it dissipates. It's very, very easy. And then the next part, we want to jump over the wall, and we're going to crouch around this entire portion, skip this ad pool as well. And be careful when you're in this portion, this lava. If you touch that, that can hurt quite a bit and cause a pretty nasty tick on you. And you can also skip these two trolls here. A lot of people don't know that. Just go up that left hill there underneath the branch. Follow my exact path here, stay hidden, and you can skip these ads as well. Again, it's just going to save you time in regards to the ad pool.
Stand back, or I will.
Alright, so we're rolling up on Zalnur. Honestly, with the changes to the poison, that it doesn't really diminish your stamina essentially immediately, this fight is significantly easier and shouldn't really give you too much difficulty. Again, I'm not going to talk all about the mechanics, but what you need to know for a no death and or speed run, you really need to establish roles before this fight starts. You want to establish someone to take care of the Wamasus when Zalnur enters the invincibility phase, and you want someone other than the tank, preferably not the healer as well, to manage grabbing the poison. With the changes, really only one person needs to grab the poison, and you're going to see here, I'm actually able to do both. I freed the Wamasu and I grabbed the poison. I'm basically taking care of the entire mechanics, but because my stamina is not just being destroyed, I really don't have to worry about shaking off that poison, which honestly I think is a bad thing. I thought it was fun, it was challenging, now it's just a joke. But essentially, establish roles before you get in here. Don't focus on those archers, and just make sure that everyone understands what their role is. What's going to kill you is if someone's not grabbing the poison, and a lot of archers and trolls kind of come over the wall before you kind of cleanse the area. That's what's going to get you killed. So free your Wamasus and get moving on.
You die! You!
I had him by the short spot. Please. No! It's going to be fine, Morgan!
So the only thing I'll say about the calendar room is just go ahead and do it properly. It's going to save you trouble, trying to do it fast and just kind of releasing multiple ads in this fight, and more ads than necessary is just going to cause you a problem. Just take your time here and do it as it's supposed to be done, matching the symbols, because again, you've got 30 minutes. We've ran past most of the ads earlier. Take your time here and focus on hitting those stone shapers first.
On a stone, grant me your strength.
Alright, so we're rolling up on the final boss of the dungeon here. And the good news is that while the veteran hard mode version of Treemender Notkesh is one of the hardest hard modes in the dungeon, the non-hard mode version is not honestly that bad because she doesn't have that much health, and you're going to be able to diminish her pretty quickly before really many of the mechanics happen. The only thing in the, speedrun and no death version, just focus on taking down the totems and just focus all your DPS on her to basically get her to enter every quarter phase where she spawns the phantom version of the bosses from the earlier portion of the dungeon. Now again, we're not going to talk about all the mechanics in the fight. Please refer to the hard mode mechanics video for that. But you're not going to have too much trouble as long as you're taking down the totems and you maintain your DPS on her. When someone enters this shadow realm, the other players need to tell them which status to shoot. They can synergize it or say over here, either way. But as long as you're taking down the totems and taking down those statues in a reasonably quick rate, and then focusing all attention on Treemender, you shouldn't really have too much problem. Now, I will say, when the phantoms spawn, it is a good time to get your resources back if you need to. You can slow it down. Again, you've got 30 minutes, so if you need to take a minute to kind of get your resources back off those phantom bosses, that's kind of the time to do it. The non-hard mode version of this fight is easy because there's no, stone shapers or no ads coming in to help her out, so you really can just focus all your damage on her and really bring her down, get her back into the cage, and then when she gets into execute where she's shooting roots in all directions, just maintain, execute. Again, her low health is going to make you be able to finish it off pretty quickly. So honestly, I don't think it's too bad of a no death speedrun, especially with the poison change that happened. It used to be a lot more difficult, so you didn't see me pop the challenge achievements because I already actually had them, but I'll show you the ones that you'll get for doing the Ruins of Mazzatun challenge run. Obviously, you'll get the Conquer, which is just to beat it on veteran. But you'll also get the Ruination, which is to beat it in under 30 minutes. So as long as you've done the hard mode before and you've got the Unbowed from the no death run, then you'll get the Ruins of Mazzatun Challenger, which is obviously to do all of the challenges that we just talked about, and you'll be awarded with the Amber Plasm character skin, which is pretty cool. I actually used to rock it for quite some time. I think it looks pretty cool with the Emperor set that I had dyed orange, but this is it here. You'll see it on my face. It kind of gives you this amber plasm scarring look kind of over your body, so it's pretty cool. So I hope you guys found this guide helpful. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. Again, check out the hard mode version for all the boss mechanics throughout the dungeon, and hopefully we'll see you around.